Hello, I'm Travis, and welcome to the first of a series of interviews called Nosy Bones. Now, this will be a season of interviews in which I ask people questions based on the roll of dice. But before we get to these, let's talk a little bit about the sponsor for the video. Now, Bardic Zarfling is all about telling tales and supporting others. So this sponsor is a veteran-owned business that makes maple syrup. They're actually organic, bird-friendly site out of Vermont that makes awesome maple syrup by the name of Summit Maple Farm. This is a cinnamon-infused organic maple syrup. Delicious. I've had all sorts of types of this maple syrup. And what we have is a discount if you want to go to their website and use code Zarfling. You get 10% off. Details, check them out in the little details section. Now, let's get to the interview. So this is with Kevin Dees of Six Forms. Now, Six Forms is a trading card game that's going to be coming to Kickstarter. I'm fortunate enough to have some of the prototype cards. They are awesome to look at, and the gameplay is something I'm going to be looking forward to playing with my friends at game nights at my LGS. So I've already gotten sleeved up because what I've got is two starter decks. You got the Radiance deck and the Corruption deck. So what I've done is I've already asked Kevin some questions. You know, we saw the scroll. This is someone else's set of questions. We know his got eaten, unfortunately, by my goats. But same questions to each person. Only what happens is in the roll of the dice, you get your who, what, when, where, why, and how. And then based on the roll of the dice is which of the 6 questions per category they get asked. So what we'll do is go to the questions I asked Kevin, followed by his response with his answers. Thanks.
Thanks, Travis, for letting me share my story, and thank you, everybody, for listening in. I'll try not to drift off microphone too much. So who am I, and what is Six Forms? I'm Kevin. I am a game designer and also an entrepreneur. So I have about 8 endeavors that I have ongoing, mostly in the web space and programming, but I do really enjoy board games, as you can kind of see over there, and essentially, I wanted to make a game later on in life, old me. And so my passion for games started very early in life. I remember playing Monopoly as a very young kid and making my own version of Monopoly out of construction paper. And that fun of invention and creation spread into my entrepreneurial side as I began cutting grass and selling Pokemon cards, eventually starting a video company, none of those things which I currently do. And then out of time, I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And Yu-Gi-Oh! Was a lot of fun for me. I played that competitively, but I did identify some things that just didn't sit right with me about the game as it progressed, and sort of the creep of power level and mechanics of the game really just kind of drove me away from it. So I thought, hey, there are some things here that I'd like to adjust and change. And then I also had an interesting idea, I'd say. And obviously other people have implemented a similar idea to this, so no drum roll needed. But it was the idea that cards would be played on a board, and you would play them like chess pieces. So they would move sort of like a bishop or a rook where you just kind of slam into other people's cards and fight it out in the traditional way that you would play a trading card game like Magic the Gathering, for example. Except again, you're on that board. And so I've just been developing that idea out for the last 7 years, though technically I have been building the game for about 17, just not aggressively, not like full time or anything. And so if that's something that interests you, then check out Six Forms on sixforms.com. A low-flying air cruise ship can go anywhere. Where would you take the air cruise? This is a great question. I would definitely go to Switzerland. I know J.R.R. Tolkien wrote Lord of the Rings there, and if it can inspire a book like that, then certainly a much smaller person of me would definitely be inspired there. So I'd love to go to Switzerland, especially with the family. We've talked about going there before, so perhaps one day we'll take a low-flying air cruise there. If we were to go anywhere in time, though, if Switzerland is space, then anywhere in time, I would go to the beginning of time. I would see the instant creation of the universe. I mean, emotionally overwhelming and perspective giving that moment would be, right? And for the game, I definitely want to explore some of that. I want to frame the game in a way that allows everybody to play with those ideas of just the meaning and purpose of life, and explore that in the lore. So definitely a great connection there for me. So any place, Switzerland, anytime, man, the beginning. What is the worst power that could still make for a fun superhero? So if I was still an adolescent kid, it would probably have something to do with constipation. Maybe it's Constipation Man, and he can acquire all the constipation from the other superheroes so they can keep fighting and he can take care of their duties. But I'm not an adolescent anymore, so I think I would be a little bit more creative. I would probably go with something akin to the Midas touch. So it seems like a gift, but underneath the surface, it's not. Oh, I will let your imagination explore from there, but I think that creates just a depth of character and more opportunity to explore like the human experience and some of the decisions that have to be made. So definitely a Midas touch type character. Who is your favorite singer? So I technically don't have a favorite singer. Sorry, everybody. It's not Taylor Swift. But I do have a favorite musician who is my son, and he loves to play the drums around the house, banging on pots and pans. And if he doesn't have that, then he's really good at the air drums. So definitely my son. The wheel was never invented. How does transportation work? This is a difficult question and definitely fun to experiment with. So the first place my mind goes is like we're digging canals and using boats to get around. And so like the whole world is Atlantis. So hopefully we don't all sink. Perhaps we're going underwater and exploring in that way. Again, assuming that the wheel isn't needed to do all of those things. But if we want to go have a little bit more fun and forego some physics and some realistic scenarios, then I think it would be fun to like have everybody on stilts and there's just Inspector Gadget type characters everywhere. Everybody's just experimenting and inventing things, trying to find out how to explore this world that can't be reached beyond the canals and the Atlantis type cities. So I think that would be a really fun way to just explore in our imagination a world without the wheel. When did you last enjoy time in nature? Well, if it wasn't June, July, or August, which it has been hot here in South Carolina, then I would say, a week ago, but it was probably about a month ago or so that we went and hiked Table Rock. I absolutely love Table Rock here in South Carolina. And just go with the family, strap a kid to the back, pack a lunch, get your water, and enjoy nature. Unplug from the matrix and just experience the world with the family. Why do you do the thing you're known to do? So I can give you the philosophical answer to that, or I can just say I really love making the board game and having fun, playing with friends, and just, at the end of the day, having something to look forward to. But I didn't really make the game for those reasons. I made the game firstly because I just enjoyed playing card games, and I thought, it'd be fun to have a different approach to it. And I began to develop that. But the heart behind why I create things is because I primarily think, and really believe it, that everybody has a purpose in life, and that things should be created for people because they're important. And so I wanted to make a game that was thoughtful of people who just wanted to play a game and have fun. Sure, maybe you love collecting a card game, but ultimately you want something and you deserve something that's crafted with the intent of serving you and just being fun to play, not trying to create something for you to flip and play the lottery with, if you will. So I just wanted to be player forward with something because I think that, again, everybody has a purpose, and I wanted the game to be meaningful in that way. So yeah, that's why I do the thing I do, because I believe that people are awesome and they should be served and we should help one another out.
Thanks again to Kevin for participating in this interview. If you like what you saw, go ahead and follow us. We have more in the works. Also, thanks to Summit Maple Farm. Go ahead and use the discount code and get you some organic maple syrup. All kinds of fun flavors infused in a variety of syrups. Let me take a quick moment to plug a book that we published. I did not write this one. This is I Love Drums, written by Chris Grasso and Mark O'Connell, illustrated by David Buste. If you know a kid who's energetic and likes to drum on all kinds of stuff, they might relate to the star of this book. And if you like the candle, I like to have it in my office, great smell, fun theme. Go ahead and check it out in the details of the video. Get the affiliate link and you'll find it there. Thanks for sticking around. We'll be back with more. Have a good one. Bye.